The police have launched a manhunt for two men who robbed a bar of an undetermined sum of cash at Nashville in Mandeville on Tuesday evening. The men were captured on closed-circuit television cameras, taking other valuables such as a cellular phone from a bartender as well as customers. According to reports, the men entered the bar shortly after 7 o'clock, posing as customers. They then brandished guns and demanded cash and cellular phones. Statistics from the Manchester police show that up to October 1, the parish recorded 86 robberies, 19 more than for the same period last year. Now, still in Manchester, the Major Investigation Division is leading investigations into Saturday morning's drive-by shooting in Mandeville, which has been upgraded to a double murder after a second victim died yesterday. 37-year-old Dale Clark of Caledonia Avenue, Manchester, died at the Mandeville Regional Hospital. The other victim, Romario Allen, otherwise called Ruru, died on Sunday. The men were among patrons outside a nightclub on Ward Avenue Saturday morning when a motor car drove up and the occupants opened gunfire. When the shooting subsided, Mr. Clark and Mr. Allen were seen with bullet wounds. Commanding officer for the Manchester Division, Superintendent Shane McCalla, told Radio Jamaica News this morning that the MID is following a credible lead. Superintendent McCalla says, contrary to media reports, investigations so far do not suggest that there is a link between the shooting on Ward Avenue and a double murder in Greenvale on August 5. Noel Maitland, the policeman accused of killing his girlfriend Donnelly Donaldson, has been hit with a new charge. Justice Vinette Graham Allen this afternoon postponed her ruling following lengthy submissions from lead defense attorney Christopher Townsend and the prosecution. During his submission, Mr. Townsend poked holes in the prosecution's case, labeling it as weak. Mr. Townsend stressed that the prosecution is relying heavily on blood found on a curtain in Mr. Maitland's apartment, blood found in his couch, and CCTV footage. The prosecution, while mounting its case, stated that on July 13, Maitland entered an agreement with a truck driver on Constant Spring Road to remove a couch from his apartment and transport it to a car wash. The cop, who has been a serving member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force for 9 years, and two other men were captured on CCTV cameras. The court was told that the attendant, upon seeing the blood oozing from the couch, questioned Mr. Maitland's earlier explanation that one of his relatives was injured in the couch. The attendant suggested that someone must have been killed in it. When the attendant attempted to use bleach to get rid of the stains, Maitland objected, saying it would burn out the reddish-brown couch, and instead offered 3 bottles of vinegar. Denying the allegations against his client, Mr. Townsend argued that there was no evidence before the court to prove that it was blood that came from the couch. He said there is no test result to prove whether or not the substance from the couch was blood or dye from the chair.
Carry home. I'm going to call one driver to come carry home. Yeah?
The plea and case management hearing for Robert Fowler is expected to continue on January 23 in the Home Circuit Court for a medical update on the accused. He was further remanded. Mr. Fowler is charged with the murder of 20-year-old accounting clerk Canis Jackson. Justice Vinette Allen today stood down the hearing twice after attorney Wendell Wellesley told the court that his client has not received the requisite court-ordered medical attention. Justice Allen, who is presiding over the case, ordered the attorney to find out from his client if he had received medical treatment. When Mr. Wellesley returned, he told the court that an ultrasound that was scheduled to be administered was not done. Before standing down the matter for a second time, the judge requested that the custody officer appear via Zoom to inform the court why the accused was not taken to the Kingston Public Hospital. The officer explained that Mr. Fowler was not taken to KPH because he needs to redo a series of blood tests tests that were done a year ago. These tests are to be done at the blood bank. Responding to the judge as to when Fowler will be taken to the blood bank, the officer said October 31 due to logistics challenges. Ms. Jackson, who resided in Independent City, Portmore St. Catherine, was found dead on March 26 last year, 2 days after she had been reported missing. Her decomposing body was found in an open lot near the Portmore fishing village. Mr. Fowler was taken into custody and charged after he reportedly confessed to the murder. The Minister of National Security is preparing to roll out a public education campaign on the announced gun amnesty. The National Security Council at its meeting last Thursday agreed that the amnesty will run concurrently with a period of intense public education on the provisions of the new firearms law recently passed by both houses of Parliament. The amnesty is intended to give persons in possession of illegal firearms the opportunity to surrender these weapons to the state without fear of prosecution. The amnesty will not be for an extended period. Meanwhile, the National Security Council also reviewed progress on other pieces of legislation to strengthen overall law enforcement, including the Bail Act and the enhanced security measures. And the Bail Act 2022 is to be tabled this afternoon in the House of Representatives. The amended act will see persons charged with murder or gun crimes being denied bail. The proposal has been met with opposition from political and human rights advocates who have argued that it would be a breach of individuals' constitutional rights. Member of Parliament for Western St. Andrew, Anthony Hilton, has called for the government to develop a proper landfill in Riverton. Mr. Hilton was contributing to the State of the Constituency debate Tuesday in the House of Representatives. His proposal attracted jeers from some government MPs who questioned why residents should continue living near the dump site.
The real people of Riverton are creative and resilient. They're among the first in Jamaica to engage in the circular economy and sustain environmental practices of reuse, restore, and recycle waste material, including the development of the scrap metal industry. They have educated their children, producing doctors, lawyers, engineers, teachers, and other professionals. You can't put word in mind.
Government has indicated that it will be moving to close the Riverton disposal site, and Mr. Hilton is proposing that the residents of Riverton be allowed to continue to reap economic benefits with the development of a landfill.
It is said that one man's waste is another man's treasure. For many, it is the only work they have known. And the objective now should be to close the existing dump site for sound environmental reasons. Build a proper landfill on the remainder of the more than 100 acres of land already dedicated to waste disposal and the management of waste. And to develop a waste energy industry that we have long argued for. I have long argued for.
Member of Parliament for Western St. Andrew, Anthony Hilton. Garbage disposal experts have said it could take up to 30 years to decommission the disposal site.